Alright, we're starting.
We're live.
Yeah,
we're rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling. Give it a little time. I'm gonna capture some like background noise ambience because I could just like edit it out in post. So just like don't say anything. All right, now I have no name for this, so
You have no name for the podcast?
Nah, no name for it. Last podcast we called it the Slow Rogan podcast.
Slow Rogan?
Yeah.
That's not bad. That might get you like legally in trouble, but that's kind of slander. But I mean, if you want,
don't give a fuck, bro.
Sloden Peterson.
just continue with the slow jokes. I got you. All right. Yeah, we're here with Anthony Sierra.
Yep.
I don't like talking like that.
You can look me up. I got like, I mean, a pretty brief criminal history to my name. Yeah, you can Google me and that'll be up there. So, I mean, yeah, that's who I am. I'm kind of a real hitter.
Guy,
yeah, a real kicker. A real live bunch. You know, a 2 live crew, if you would. Maybe a bombastic congregation. I don't know, man.
And like the 2 Live crew, we want some pussy.
We do want some pussy, bro.
All right.
Oh shit. Hey, here's your truck. Hey, what's to it, man? What's to this podcast? Tell me. Ask me a question, dog.
Ask you questions, bro. I don't know. I should start doing questions. I'm thinking about it.
So you want to get to know these people, the best way is questions.
Well, I feel like knowing you for a while, you kind of you would have something to say on the "get it how you live it" quote of the saying. What do you think of that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You get it how you live it. I mean, I'm like even before I started studying, Zen Buddhism and Taoism and things like that in county. I was really into that thought. I really expected like the fact that I would completely believe these things that I was doing. I would sell drugs and I'd rob people or I do bad things or get people addicted and stuff like that. And it's weird because you don't expect it to come full circle in the way that you do. You expect to get it how you live it. You make risks so you should get the rewards, but really everything that you put out there, it just kind of comes back. It ends up you in one way or another will get robbed of something that you care about, and you will most likely end up an addict to something. And you really are just getting it how you live it. You get that shit right how you live it. It's never it's not a joke. It's not even a saying, bro. It's just true. It's fucking true.
I think that's very beautiful to say.
It's not, bro. It's ugly as fuck. It's straight ugly.
It can be ugly, but if you know the repercussions of it, I think you can learn from it. And it seems like you spent a little time learning about it.
Nah, man, it's
funny. These hats, because like they're all yours.
Yeah, sure, bro. The whole thing, you know the repercussions, but knowing the repercussions doesn't make you any more of a good person or anything like that.
You think so?
All it does is it solidifies the fact that you know that you're doing wrong things and that you're hurting people and that you genuinely don't care. And if you do care, then you're just living in a perpetual state of self-hate, which then will just perpetuate whatever bad habits that you're indulging in. So it's literally, it's fucked up all around. You don't want to get into a state where you even think about doing bad things. The way I did it was, in my situation, what I would do was I would just shower everything with money. I'd make so much money that I figured my family couldn't hate me no matter how many drugs I did or what I did. Nobody could hate me because I paid their bills and I bought them nice things, so they just couldn't hate me. And that wasn't true. They hated me anyway. So
that shit kind of reminds me of You know, I don't. I hope this isn't demeaning at all. It reminds me of like shit like The Sopranos, movies like that. Big bosses on top of the world, and you know you kind of got a limited mind frame when you go up there because you see how there's good being done for yourself, and you have to keep working. You have to keep doing everything to stay on top. That you
blind yourself with
you
like
won't-
literally
won't
lies.
understand.
You literally just lie to yourself the whole time. You lie until you believe it. You lie until you can fucking figure out how to expand on it if you are to argue with somebody. And you almost act like you need to do it even in times you know you don't need to do it, because a lot of the time what you don't want to do is admit that you're being selfish.
Yeah.
So you keep acting like you're doing the right thing and that you're doing it for other people. In reality, you're just doing it because you want something. You want something out of it. You're not doing this because, you genuinely care. Because if you did, you look at the bigger picture,
So, do you think you're a different person now?
Oh yeah, completely. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. That's something the old me would say. He would definitely be like, "Oh yeah, I'm completely different. I changed 100%. I'm fucking awesome." No, now I'm changing. I'm trying to figure out what it is a good person would do, and in return, I'm hoping that good things will fall into place for me, because I had, the way I've been living, the bad shit is just gonna bring bad things. So it's selfish almost inherently, but the things that I have to do to make good things happen are selfless. And, that's a good balance to find. I'm still, plot twist, I'm still, I'm awaiting trial for a Class X, which, that carries a minimum of, any type of prison sentence.
How serious is Class X?
It's basically the most serious offense you can do next to murder, basically.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm looking at like a mandatory sentence if it's not dropped. So I'm in a state of being where I have to come to terms with a lot of things, and I have a minimum amount of time to like right my wrongs. So I have to fucking like evolve. Can I swear on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I have to like fucking evolve, dude. I can't be the same dude, or I can't change slowly even. I have to like indulge myself in this 100%, or I'm not gonna get anything out of it in time, and I'm gonna go to jail. And by the time I get out, it won't matter that I fix my credibility, because my credibility is so bad that no one's gonna listen.
Yeah.
And that's real shit. That's not even an exaggeration, bro. The worst thing about losing your credibility is when you gain it back, there's no one left, that's gonna listen to you.
Yeah, it's like the wolf story.
Yeah, the boy who cried wolf. The guy who cried, "I'm gonna be better." When you get better, there's no one there to listen. You've lied so much that there's no one there to listen now, man. It's real life. It's real life shit, man.
Man, I feel like that is that's something a lot of people can relate to. I feel like a lot of people are kind of there's a lot of bad people in the world, and I'm not meaning to say like it's a terrible world out there.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who are doing bad, who are bad even if they don't understand it.
A lot of the times, if you want to go there, we could look at like the obvious things, like poverty or in poverty. Honestly, the biggest contributor to a lifestyle that's wrong is poverty, regardless of race or anything like that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously people who are in the minority have it worse, than poor white people, but
It's in the same.
they're in the people from the same class struggle. Like more than likely, they will relate to each other on a very good level, no matter what race they are. So, you look at the factors and shit, and it's like they're not necessarily bad people, because even if they do something wrong. They don't do something bad. It's wrong. It's only bad if they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, it wasn't bad what I was doing because I was paying like the rent, So it wasn't too bad,
because that's a bigger thing for
exactly.
people in poverty.
Exactly, bro. It's people don't understand the when you get past the point of wanting to just survive.
Yeah.
That's when you can focus on real life. I didn't have like a real life because I had to man up, just and not be a kid anymore. And it hurt, and it wasn't fun, and it fucking sucked, and I got beat up, and I went into things I shouldn't have, and I saw shit I shouldn't have seen. But I traded in my childhood for the betterment and the evolution of my family life. So without the big other factor like a father there, a lot of kids are stuck in that position. They don't have a choice. They have to give up their childhood and become a man any way they can. And when you're that young and you don't have an ID, you don't have a birth certificate like I did. I didn't have a driver's license or anything. I got kicked out of school. I was going through court and shit for possessions and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard, man. It's hard to get a job or to hold. When you need more money than a job could make. I can't flip burgers because I can't buy my brother clothes and also pay the bill and then buy groceries. I'll spend the whole check. So it's a position where it's like it's fucked up, man.
Yeah, not a lot of people understand.
They really
when they're not inside.
What's nice is I get to come out here and explain it from a human perspective. It's not because you care about looking any type of way or doing it, I didn't even want to do it. Yeah. I don't even like doing it. Mm-hmm. I just needed to. I didn't have enough. Like people be like, "Oh, why don't you sell this, sell that?" I didn't have enough money to buy hype clothes in bulk or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have connections like that. I was already mostly an addict because I don't want to blame myself or blame my home life, but people become addicts and then it leads to a thing with drugs, and a lot of poorer class people turn to drugs because they are unhappy with their living conditions just in general. Yeah, they're just more prone to addictive behaviors, I think.
Man, what advice would you give to anybody who's addicted? I mean, I know that's kind of arbitrary say it to everybody.
It's not. There's no one size fits all. But my thing with it is like, what I would really want to say is like, if you know that you're addicted and you're at, I know if I'm talking to you or not, you're at the spot where when you do it, you feel bad about yourself and you still do it, or when you feel like you're not yourself without it, you need to realize that when you weren't addicted, that wasn't who you were. And that everyone in your life misses that person that you were.
I see, yeah.
Because you're not that person anymore. You're a different person. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you think you're getting more love now than ever, they don't love you the same, and you are not the same. You're not thinking the same. You don't look the same. You're dead. They're mourning that loss every single day. And if you care, then get it together. And if they care, they'll stop at nothing to help you. So, watch your surroundings and take advantage of them in the right ways,
Yeah, a lot of people think even if they have an addiction and they think it's positive, addiction still takes away a part of you.
It takes away literally the part of your brain that tells you, hey, I am a person and I fucking have an actual...
Yeah, I have
a soul, bro.
Yeah, I don't need this.
Yeah, I don't feel... If you feel literally like dead or you cannot be happy without that shit, you know that shit has literally changed your brain. It's not that you just like the shit no more. It's literally changed the chemicals in your brain now.
Mm-hmm. When you can't say no, when you can't resist it,
and even if you can't, like I've gone clean off Xans one time. I was super addicted to Xans. I was selling Xans, buying Xans about 1,000, 2,000, and it was good money. It was super good money, and it was super cheap. And it was literally like $1 every time I popped a Xan. It costed $1. So, pop like 5 Xans, and that's $5. You feel me? So, I was super addicted. I was all over. I'd literally pop like 3 Xans a day. One in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night, maybe a couple more throughout the day if I was feeling wild.
And you timed it,
and
your lunch and shit.
and I realized I was fucking up. I tried to stop, and this is what happened. And I know this happens to a lot of people. I tried to stop, and I had a seizure. So I went into the hospital, and they told me, yeah, because you had stopped so fast, you had a seizure because your brain is addicted to it. And it was super fucking weird because I'm like, okay, I just tried to quit. I thought that was the right thing to do, and you're telling me that I need to take it or else I'll die, basically. And it's such a weird position, and you don't know how to combat it yourself unless you go into treatment. I fell right back into addiction because I started using the excuse that, oh, I need it. It's like my medicine. If I don't take it, I'll die. Ooh, you know, I'm an addict. I can't help it. Ooh, you know. I started using it like an excuse when I didn't mean it. You know, I was just using it because I thought I needed it. I was like, oh, I get anxiety and depression without it. But what was really happening was taking that shit was giving me anxiety and depression without it. You know. Yeah, that's what was giving me anxiety and depression, was taking that shit all the time, and then now that I don't have it, it's making me anxious and depressed.
Like if what you perceive as good are doing good for you to keep you out of those bad situations, it's almost always gonna be the good thing the so-called good thing.
Yeah, you're gonna make something up. Mm-hmm. You're gonna make something to justify that shit, you know, and it's not it's you know it's bullshit. Even if you know it's bullshit, and you know that you feel good sometimes without it, and you know what makes you happy, and you're lying to yourself if you're saying that you're not happy without it, man.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy. I mean, back with the ethics of you sure we could talk about this? I'm probably not gonna release it for a while, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, so if you're talking about dealing, right?
Yeah.
So. I remember I asked you once about how you felt about the ethics of it, you know, and I remember you saying something like, you said, if they're not going to get it from me, they might get it from a dirtier source or something, you know, it might as well be coming clean or whatnot. Then, how do you feel about that now, if I were to ask you the same thing? How you feel about dealing?
Well, bro, let me just tell you one thing, bro. When you asked me that last time, I wasn't as sober as I am now. Mm. I mean, now it's a little deeper than that. I started to see, like, even without it, people are just destructive in nature. I mean, I don't necessarily want to, but I kind of try my hardest to keep people, like, fucking safe when they do this shit, and yet people still find a way to fucking do it dangerously, and it's like, all I'm doing are helping these people kill themselves. Well, you know, in regards to heavier drugs that I would sell them. And I was only killing myself. I was destroying their family lives. I was destroying my family life. Nothing good was really coming of it. Yeah. And it was getting way out of hand. Oh. And you feel guilty. You just feel guilty. You hate yourself. You hate yourself, and you hate them. You're embarrassed of them. They come up, they're all twigged out, and then they're you just look at them and you know you're the dealer, you're the plug, you know you're fresh, you're not sober, like you're basically as sober as they are, but you see yourself as higher than them, you know.
Yeah, but what you said, shrouded. It's shrouded. You shroud yourself.
Yeah, you see yourself as higher than these people, and it's like, yo, I don't even want to fucking, like, I don't even like you, bro. Like, you fucking embarrass me. Like, get this shit and get the fuck out of my face. Like, I don't even, like, I'm embarrassed of you. And it's just toxic. It's all around toxic. The more you do it, you kind of have to fucking put that shit completely aside if you're gonna sell shit like I did. Mm. Those types of drugs. You can't have any compassion. And there's people over there who will literally they will shun you and they will scorn you for selling those types of drugs, and they'll call you out because they know what it does to people and they know how dangerous it possibly is, and you really can't refute that. You just have to tell them, like, the stuff I told you.
I see.
That's where that excuse came from, really.
Yeah. You know, it's I guess it's sort of a lot of the time I think like it's weird when people are playing like when people are playing the game to go straight to the person as like a customer. Like I feel like sometimes if it's like you're making money off someone in a way that you can degrade them to only a customer or see them as lower because
Yeah. Like when I sometimes when I sold to my friends, like I would be like, yo, like, or not like yo, but I'd be like in my head, like, damn, bro, I got like these niggas is broke. Like I be serving these niggas and I'm making bank off them too. Like they kind of goofy. Like they my friends or whatever, but I'm up and they not. So I mean, we're not really the same, bro. And I think like that low key. I mean, I'd always be a good friend, but after a minute, it's like you stop kind of wanting to hang out with people who don't further the trap.
Yeah.
If they're not giving you rides or if they're not letting you trap out of their house, you don't really want to come over to their house because you need to trap all day. That's what you do. It's your job. So if you can't trap at that person's house, or you can't trap while they're here, they don't like it, whatever, then you can't really be friends with them. You just can't. If they don't like what you're selling, they won't like you. If they end up getting addicted to what you're selling and they go like through like bad times, they don't like you no more.
Like,
you
no
lose
breaks.
a lot of friends.
There's no breaks.
It's a lot more losing friends than it is having friends, really.
Man, I can't imagine, man. That shit's, man. It's weird how things like that start manifesting or they start building up.
Yeah. It starts as little thoughts, and then later it's like, damn, bro, everybody's really gone. Like, damn, I didn't mean it when I was thinking about that shit, but now that I'm looking around, all the people that I kind of felt some type of way about or kind of treated fucked up without knowing are gone. It happened. It literally happened. I thought that they would be friends with me like forever, and I was great. But the shit I was doing and I know I was doing literally just happened, and it literally manifested itself into me now being alone. It's crazy every time. It's literally insane every time.
You said you took in your time. Well, you've taken time to meditate a lot.
Yeah.
What type? Do you use any different types, or how do you do it personally?
I was in jail when I was meditating, and I was reading about it in the 12-step Buddha thing that I was reading. I recommend that book, by the way, if you're struggling with anything, be it any type of addiction, and you want to find some balance in your life. 12-step mixed with Zen Buddhism is a great book. It's by a recovered addict, alcoholic. It's great. But anyway.
Do you remember his name by any chance?
Nah, I don't.
That's cool.
But let me see. What I would do was I read about a bunch of different types of them, and the one I found most interesting to do would be either standing meditation or just sitting meditation.
Standing meditation?
Yeah,
I've never
standing.
heard of that.
I'm a stander. It's weird. I stand a lot, bro. So it's like I'll meditate there, like I'll stand. And what it tells you to do is, you obviously control your breathing, whatever, loosen up, but think, about your actions. What it says, your I forgot what they were called. I think they were called something. Anyway, it's just
like
another
chakras?
word. It's just another word for your actions.
Oh, okay.
Or like the shit you put out. Good things you've done, bad things you've done. And you think about them, and you don't really you don't dwell too much on them. You just kind of you acknowledge them. You acknowledge the outcome. You touch on it, and then you move to the next thought.
Yeah.
And I would do that, and I would
you don't continue the thought.
Yeah, you don't continue the thought. You don't hold the thought.
Yeah.
If you hold the thought, you interrupt yourself. And what it is it's a thought of what you should be striving for is the realization that your attachments are what causes your suffering. Your lust, your addiction, your wanting, your needs, those things cause suffering. And suffering isn't always bad, and it's going to happen, and you'll have desires, but your desires and your attachments, things you're attached to, they're gonna make you suffer in the long run. They're gonna make you insane, is what they call it. They call it insanity. It's being plagued by attachment and need.
Yeah, I was telling you I read it too, and one of the things that stood on me was the first of the Four Noble Truths.
Yeah.
That life is suffering.
Yeah.
And life is suffering a lot of the times because it's full of temptations.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up and you want something out of life. Something when we're thirstier, a lot of people wonder, what are we doing? You know, they want something. They want to look after something.
They're not happy with just being.
Mm-hmm.
They're not happy with being. Well, people tend to mislead, and what going back to we sound like a bunch of monks, but going back to the other noble truth about surrendering to a higher power, what people kind of mislead about God is that God is more the energy that you put out and what comes back to you, more than it is somebody up in the clouds with puppet hands. You know,
yeah, I like that because, you know, God is whatever you make it out to be.
Yeah, exactly. It could be an energy. It could be the universe. It could be whatever makes you comfortable. But what it boils down to is the idea that when you do good things will come back to you. But you will only have control like over the things you can control. God will only help you with things that you cannot control.
Yeah,
is what it boils down to, and that's the only thing you can ask God for. You have to do all the good things that you can do by yourself, and then ask God to help you with things that are out of your control. You know, that's really the only. When people look to God, they're looking for Him to change. You know, they're looking for Him to do things for them.
Yeah, you know, I used to think that a lot as a kid. Pray to God right before a test and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that too. I believe also man. It was a quote. I just forgot it. I don't remember, but keep going, man. I'm sorry.
Fucking, like, you know, it's just it's crazy. It's like, people, they don't understand that when you don't have to believe in any specific thing.
Yeah.
All you have to believe in is the idea that you are doing this for a reason. That's God. The idea that you aren't just pointlessly, even though it sounds like an idiotic statement, you aren't pointlessly bettering yourself. You're bettering yourself so that better things can happen in your life. Though that is God. That energy right there, that's God. You know, quotation marks, God. It's not a big guy in the sky God, but it's
still a God.
Yeah, it's still supernatural in a way. The way that energy comes back to you, and you know, you making the right choices will eventually domino into the right things happening. And I don't know if that's not God, then what is? Because the chances are 1 in a bajillion of you know, things like that happening. That's God. That's straight. That's something to believe in, even if you're straight, you know, atheist and you don't like the idea of surrendering per se to a God. That's surrendering. You know, doing that's surrender. You just surrender to your own actions and the outcome, because you can't do anything about it. The things you can't do things about, that's God, man.
You gotta let Him be.
The dabs are hitting good. The dabs are hitting, bro. They're coming full circle.
So I'm thinking, I was gonna ask you, what are your choices looking out to be right now? Because I feel like when you turn 18,
like my choices for life.
Yeah, a lot of niggas start asking, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do next? Is this something you ever think about?
Yeah, bro. I think about it all the time. There's not a lot that I can per se do right now because I'm a fucking felon and shit, and I'm probably gonna spend the next few years in jail, so it's gonna be hard to get back on my feet. But I'll tell you something. What I want to do is I want to, first of all, if I can go back and do high school right and get a diploma, I'd do that. And then I want to study business, economics, and political science. All right, I want to get into a job like trading advertisements and shit, and then I want to make a lot of money, and then I want to become the president. Like, I want to run for office, dude, because I want to change things around here. Like, I want to be like the first like Hispanic president, I guess. That'd be tight. That'd be so tight. I just don't like the way it is right now. Like, I could totally. What's the point of even being alive if you don't do some shit? You know.
That's true. That's true.
Like, at least be president or something. Like, change it if you don't like it.
Hey, my aunt's actually did political science. What's that encompass?
Political science. It's political science. I mean, like, political climate. You know, like critical thinking. You know, theory. You know, political theory, things like that. It encompasses a lot of things. It looks at the like literal science of politics and how it works. You know, and. Yeah. You know, I don't want to go too in depth because I'm not really an expert on it. That's why I want to study it.
Yeah.
But it'll definitely help me secure my spot as like a well-spoken and like professional political speaker. Because I'll get the science of it. You know, I'll get the runaround of it.
Yeah, we definitely need to change who's in control, man. You see all these
fucking clowns.
They're sleeping.
Bufords. Bufords.
They're sleeping at like the UN conferences. They're all around an office. Just they're all old. There's so many old people there.
Yeah, bro. Like,
out of touch.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, bro. It really, and it's not. I mean, they're old, whatever. Yeah. But what you should be looking at is who is around. Because the president, he's the president, but he doesn't make the rules. He doesn't really declare anything. Yeah. He kind of has to listen to his cabinet and, so you blame the parties in the Congress around him because they are the ones that should be listening to the people.
That's what I'm saying.
And, they're the ones you write to when you want laws changed. You don't write the fucking president. He's not going to do shit. I mean... he has a say, but he can be vetoed. And I mean, if you need to look at the party you're looking at, like, don't vote a party in if you don't know anything about that party or you know what it encompasses fully. I mean, you know, you elect a dude who you don't know anything about, and you know, next thing you know, he's like pushing in fucking apartheid and shit. You know. Wink, wink, fucking Israel.
Yeah, I think, like you said, who they're around. You see it in Congress, they're all around the same people. They're all around rich, old people, business people.
I like AOC and people like that. Like some of the Democratic Congress people, and they're all right. They're kind of scared of like actual change and standing up for what they believe in, really, but they're getting there. They're getting a little louder, I guess. I mean, conservatives will always have a favorite spot in Congress and in the government.
Because it's easy. We've had it for so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's been conservative for so long, and not only do they have their claws so deep in, they have the majority of not only like the United States, but their like target demographic, which is people who are like the people in government, landowning, white guys and old people and shit like that, and conservatives.
What do you think of AOC's? What do you think of her weed policies? I know a lot of people talk about it. What do you think about it personally?
I mean, with AOC, I've mostly listened to her takes on like Israel and the violence of like the police brutality and things like that. Things like more social issues. Yeah. But go tell me her policy on weed.
Well,
which weed is